Morning, everybody. It is January 9th, 19th. On my way to work. Very productive morning at the gym. 5 a.m. session, 6 a.m. training session of my own, and then a 7 a.m. session. And I'm down to my other job, going down to ShopRite. Just want to come in here today. I spoke to a new client that hasn't started yesterday, and one of her first questions or one of her first opportunities, I would say, was where do I start? Where do I start my health and fitness journey? This particular client was a little bit younger in age, so a little bit different depending on where your age and goals and stuff like that. But for mostly everybody, they just kind of don't know where to start. And I tell anybody, new clients or anybody that's just looking for some advice, I have four things that I believe in, and it's not that you're going to master all four things, but if you can get these four things in line, and there are more to it than the four things, but what happens is that we get overwhelmed with everything out there. What do I eat? How much water should I be drinking? What should I be doing for rest? Blah, 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 blah. So I like to start simple with all my clients and just give them these four things in order. So I'm going to start with number one, and this will be the most important thing, um, in my opinion, obviously, of what will give you the fastest and best results to your health and fitness. So my first thing I truly believe in is sleep. Um, Now, this can vary from every person. Somebody like myself, I prefer to get 5 to 6, maybe 7 hours of sleep. And then, if time allows, I'll get a nap in during the day, no more than an hour. That seems to work best for my body, my schedule. And this is one thing that I have to work on because I probably just do not get enough sleep. So, that would be the first thing. Like I said, anywhere, depending on you, ideally 6 to 8, 6 to 9 hours a night. I would tell them, and nobody to go less than 5, but try to make sure you get at least 6. And then the question just becomes, what time of bed do you want to go to sleep? I found that through myself and the majority of my clients, usually around that 9 or 10 o'clock time works best for most people, if that's possible. And then waking up can anywhere range from anywhere from 4 to 5. Um, I go to bed normally when I'm not working nights. I go to bed at anywhere from 8:30 to 10, and then I'm waking up around anywhere from 4 to 4:30 every morning. So if I go to bed at 9, I wake up at 4. That's 7 hours. That's a good night's rest for me. But I would say typically I'm normally from the 10 to 6 range on my sleep. So sleep being number one. Number two, things that I feel are the most important on a simple level is water intake. Also, probably another thing that I struggle with. The rule of thumb, based on what you believe, is half your body weight in ounces, and then you would just add 20 to 30 ounces to that total. So I weigh approximately about 180 pounds. Half of that would be 90, and then I would add 20 to 30 ounces of water on top of that total to bring me to 120. I tell all my clients, no matter how much they weigh, because most people typically do not drink a gallon of water a day. Some people drink a little bit less. Some people are a little bit better with their water take. I would tell you to track it, have a number, and just know for most people it's going to be anywhere from 100 to 128 ounces of water. I don't have any one of my clients or know anybody that over drinks on water. It's typically something that people usually have to work on or usually pretty good. I have worked with a few clients that don't drink any water. So we just get them up to an acceptable level at first, and then we try to build them up to the 100 ounces, up to 128 ounces. But if you're a 130 pound female half your body weight would be, what is that, 65 ounces you would need. You would add 30 because you're active. So right there, you're at 100 ounces. So that's why I typically say anywhere from 100 to 120 ounces. If you're a 200 pound male, you would need 100, and then you add 30, so you would be at your gallon. So rule of thumb for everybody, try to shoot for a gallon. And then if you fall around 100 ounces or 90 ounces, depending on how much you weigh, then you'll be fine. So that's number 2. Number 3, which is the one everybody seems to struggle with the most, including myself, is nutrition. So what does that mean for you? And I spoke about this the other day. Nutrition can be whatever you make it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. But normally if you follow some kind of program or some kind of regimented eating plan, then you will see some results. The better you eat, the better your results are going to be. Typically what happens, and they all exist, they all kind of fall in line with each other. If you are not sleeping well, you're going to eat, for most people, poorly or worse. If you're not drinking enough water, you may overeat. If you're not drinking enough water and you're not getting enough sleep, it's really hard to maintain a proper nutritional plan because your body is just off. Your body gets cranky. Your body gets tired. When your body gets tired, it looks for calories, and then it wants to eat. This is what I've seen in my own self. This is what I've seen from a lot of my clients that have some issues getting enough water, have some issues getting enough sleep. So I would tell you, if your sleep is in line, your water's in line, your nutrition is a little bit easier to get in line. It just may be something you would have to work on. So last but not least, number 4 is the exercising. So the exercising is where a lot of people like to start and then kind of fix the other stuff. I like to fix the other stuff first, and then the exercising falls in line. I know for myself, when I'm rested, when I'm hydrated, when I've properly fueled my body, then the exercising becomes easy. And if you notice and you're mindful of how you feel when you exercise, if the exercise does not feel good, or you feel tired, or your body feels sluggish, you got to look at the other factors which may be not getting you to your goals. So if your water is off, if your sleep is off, if your food sucks, your workouts for most people are going to suck. I know for myself, like I said before, when I'm hydrated, I'm pretty good. Once one of those is off, then I see it in my workouts. And what we tend to do is that we beat ourselves up because the workouts aren't good, or we take pre-workout and we do a lot of other things to put band-aids on the fact that our workouts aren't that good. And I've been guilty of that too. But if you kind of dissect or peel it back of why your workout doesn't feel as good, then you may see some other factors. Now, if you're getting enough sleep, your nutrition is good, and your food is good, and your workouts suck, then it's something else we need to look at. But I have very few people that can say that they're effective at the first 3, and then they say, well, my workouts aren't that good. It just doesn't happen. So we're going to recap the 4 in order of priority. Sleep, first and foremost. Try to get anywhere from 6, 7, up to 9, 10 hours if you can. Try to keep your bedtime between 9 and 10. Try to wake up around 4 or 5 or maybe 6, depending on your schedule. Second, water, just straight gallon for everybody. That just makes it nice and simple, nice and easy. If you fall around to 100, 105 ounces, for most people, that's plenty of water. But I tell everybody, shoot for the gallon. 3 is in nutrition. We could spend all day on this topic. But if you're eating pretty good, I try to follow the 80-20% rule. Eat good 80% of the time. Snack, kind of indulge without going completely overboard 20% of the time. If you do that over a consistent time frame, you will get results. And then the last one just falls in line, and that's your exercising. I mean, I didn't really break down cardio or strength training, but you want to be doing 2 to 3 days of cardio, And then you want to do 2 or 3 days of strength training, lifting heavy to heavier weights on a consistent basis. So those are the four. And if anybody needs any help, let me know. Everybody have a great Friday.